Hello students, welcome back to the first SEM English language course. I am Dr. Vidya Patil and I am going to be the teacher for this course. Today we will begin with the first chapter from the second unit, which is titled Productive Skills. In today's video, we will try to understand the topic making requests. I am sure all of you at some time or the other have made requests. It is a part of our life that we need to take help from others. But when we need to take help from others, it is necessary that we should be polite when we are asking for help. Therefore, what is the kind of language which we need to use? What are the right choice of words which we can use in order to make our requests polite? This is what we will learn in today's video. Not only this, we will also try to find out how to accept a request or refuse a request politely. So, in today's video, there are many important things which we can learn and which will help us in our daily life. So, let us now begin with this first chapter, making requests. When we are making a request to someone, what we are actually doing is that we are asking something from someone. Generally, we may be asking any particular object or any particular service from others. Because we are asking for help, it is necessary that we should be very polite when we are asking for help. It is only when we show that we are going to be obliged and feel grateful about the help which is being offered by the other person, then he or she may consider our request positively. Therefore, the kind of words which you choose while making a request is very important. The choice of words and the tone of your voice. These two things will decide whether the request which you have made is polite or not. One of the first things which you need to remember is that whenever you are making a request, try not to sound very direct. See, for example, you can see on your screen some examples such as, I want help. Pass me the salt. Can you carry my bag? These sentences are perfectly and grammatically correct sentences, but they seem to be very direct and don't sound very polite. Therefore, we need to see that we use the right choice of words so that the request which we are making sounds polite. One of the easiest way to make your sentences sound polite is by using could you. Here, the form of the sentence should be could you plus the base form of the verb, that is the root word without any affixes or suffixes or without any derivatives. For example, could you carry my bags? Could you give me some advice? Could you carry these boxes? These are examples of requests which are very polite in nature. If you want to make these requests sound much more polite, you can add the word possibly. For example, we can say, could you possibly carry my bags? So, you need to add the word possibly between could you and the verb. So, could you possibly give me some advice? Could you possibly carry these boxes? In this way, by adding possibly, you can make your request sound to be much more polite. The next way in which we can make our request sound more polite is by using would you mind. Here, the form of the sentence will be would you mind plus the continuous form of the verb, that is the ing form of the verb. Let us now look at some examples. Would you mind carrying my bags? So here we can see that we can begin the sentence with the phrase would you mind and then follow it by the ing or the continuous form of the verb. So we'll be using carrying, which is the continuous form of the verb carry. Similarly, would you mind giving me some advice? Would you mind helping me? Would you mind taking my photograph? These are examples of sentences where you are making requests which are very polite in nature by using would you mind. Another way of making requests which sound polite are by using I wonder if you could. The form of the sentence here will be I wonder if you could plus the base form of the verb. Let us now look at a few examples. I wonder if you could mind my bag. I wonder if you could give me some advice. I wonder if you could help me. If you want these sentences to sound more polite, you can again add possibly, the word possibly after I wonder if you could and before the verb. For example, I wonder if you could possibly take me to the airport. I wonder if you could possibly carry my bag. So we now can see that by using I wonder if you could, we have made our request sound much more polite. Let us now look at some of the other words which we can use so that our requests sound to or mean to be more polite. Generally, we can begin our requests with words such as will, would, can, could you please, etc. Let us have a look at few of the examples. Do you mind? Do you think you could? Do you think it would be possible to? Would it be possible for you to? Would there be any possibility of? Would you be kind enough to? Would you mind? Could you do this for me, please? Could you possibly? I would appreciate it if you could. Can I ask for something? Could I ask for something? You couldn't, could you? So, these are the various words and phrases which you can use so that your requests sound more polite. Let us now see how we can accept when somebody else makes a request. Again, when we are accepting a request, we need to be equally polite. So, let us look at a few examples where we can see how to accept a request politely. Sure, I'd be glad to. I'd be happy to. Sure, just a moment. No problem. Of course. Certainly. All right. These are the different words which we can use to accept a request in a polite manner. Now, we will try to find different ways by which we can refuse a request politely. Again, even though you are refusing a request, you should sound very polite and you should express through your words that you would want to help, but you are not able to do so. Let us look at few of the examples. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, but it won't be possible. I would love to, but sorry to say that. It sounds great, but. So you can begin your sentences to refuse a request by using any of these words or phrases. We will now try to understand the various strategies which you can use to make a request less direct and more polite in nature. One of the first or most important ways to do this is by using the simple past tense. Whenever you are making a request, it is preferable to use or frame your sentences in the simple past tense. This makes it seem to be less direct. Also, it creates a sense of distance between the speaker and what he is requesting for or what help he is asking for. In this way, the request sounds to be or seems to be less direct in nature. Let us look at a few examples. I was hoping to leave work a little early today. I wondered if I could leave a little early today. Another way to improve the politeness of a request is by using modal verbs. Might, would, could, should. Let us look at a few examples. Might I take a look at the report? Could I take a look at the report? Would you be able to show me the report? Should I take a look at the report? You might have noticed that when we use the modal verbs, the listener is given the choice whether to accept or refuse the request. So, it is the listener who can decide whether he or she will allow me to look at the report or not to look at the report. You must have now realized that by using the simple past tense or by using the modal verbs, you can make your request sound much more polite. This will create a favorable impression on the listener and will help him give you or accept your request favorably. In today's video, we have learned how to make requests and make these requests sound much more polite. We have also learned how to accept a request and refuse a request. I am sure that these tips will help you make your conversation much more polite and will also help you build better relationships with others. I hope you like this video. Thank you.